On August 13, Fortnite disappeared from the Apple Store. It wasn't a glitch or a bug, but rather the app was intentionally removed by Apple. This came after the developers of Fortnite implemented their own in-app payment system, bypassing the Apple payment network and violating the App Store rules. Apple, faithful to its policies, removed Fortnite from the store, but then it got quite a surprise.
Well, if Apple removed Epic Games' popular Fortnite from its App Store, and Epic is taking legal action against Apple, filing suit to end what it calls Apple's anti-competitive restrictions on mobile device marketplaces. It's referring to the cut that Apple takes of revenue from games sold within the App Store.
Fortnite filed a 65-page lawsuit, and as they had their guns loaded, they also released the following parody of Apple's own 1984 Super Bowl commercial.
Today, we celebrate the anniversary of the platform unification directives. For years, they have given us their songs, their labor, their dreams. In exchange, we have taken our tribute, our profits, our control. This power is ours and ours alone. We shall prevail.
Epic is filing the same lawsuit against Google too, and many developers are raising their voices and joining Fortnite for the upcoming App Store Royale. Let's see all that's at stake here. Since the beginning of the gaming industry, people used to wait in lines for hours or days for exciting launches. And even for non-hyped launches, they still had to go to the store and make the physical acquisition of the game they wanted. Same applied for the early days of software. You had to buy the CD or DVD before installing it and having the opportunity to use it. And with every update the publishing company will release, you will need to repeat the process over again. Nowadays, things have changed. Apple revolutionized the way we distribute software to mobile devices.
Well, we're going to solve that problem for every developer, big to small. And the way we're going to do it is what we call the App Store.
It revolutionized the distribution of games, software, and music. Google followed the same model on Android. And it didn't take long before we started seeing other various digital marketplaces like the PlayStation Store, Steam, Microsoft Store, and others. But as over 99% of worldwide mobile devices are operating either Apple's iOS or Google's Android, Google and Apple are put at the center of mobile software distribution. It's an incredibly powerful position to be in, maybe too powerful. As the owner of the marketplace, Apple charges a hefty 30% cut of every sale and about 50% of recurring payments, like Adobe subscriptions. These cuts are famously known as the Apple tax, but their rates are within the industry of other digital marketplaces. Even further, the CEO Tim Cook, as he considers that the App Store platform supports the developers and offers them an easy distribution way, sees that the 30% cut is well worth it, as he tried to prove that at the tech antitrust hearing in July.
To sort of zoom out and to give you some historical context on this, when we entered the App Store market, the cost of distributing software was 50 to 70%. And so we took the rate in half and to 30%, and we've held it in that same level over time or lowered it. It's now responsible for 2 million jobs across America, and 84% of the apps on the store are distributed for free, where 100% of the proceeds go to the developer. Only that 16% is subject to a commission of either 15 or 30%.
But many developers are asking for changes, as even if the rates are lower, they are still considered high compared to the costs digital marketplace owners like Apple have to support. Unlike the classical distribution that supported inventory management costs, employee salaries, and store rent, Apple's expenses for its App Store are mainly vetting the apps and keeping the servers running. In 2019 alone, the App Store sales were $50 billion, which means Apple brought in around $15 billion of revenue just from the App Store alone. The total App Store cost will be a teeny tiny fraction of that. But it gets even trickier, as although Apple maintains its position that it is loyal to its policies and ensure a leveled playing field to all its developers, it seems it does not really. Just in early April of this year, and without too much fanfare, as they rather keep privacy on this one, buttons to buy or rent appeared on the Prime Video app on iOS. To give you perspective, Amazon still has its customers buy Kindle books through the web platform rather than the app, and only use the app later to read the products they bought. Amazon goes through that process to avoid paying the Apple tax on Kindle purchases, and the only reason they brought the in-app payment options to Amazon Prime Video app is due to a secret special deal they struck with Apple. Details of the deal are not revealed, but we can assume it provides privileged rates, as news publishers have recently made formal demands to get access to a similar deal and know what are the requirements.
Getting awfully interesting now after Cook's testimony, after the video from Epic, and now a letter that you've written to Cook. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, very simply, we were just asking a question which comes from that hearing of the major tech CEOs a few weeks ago. In that hearing, there's a lot of questions and concerns around Apple's App Store and how they favor possibly their own services, whether it be Apple TV, Music, and the various products that they offer up on the App Store. But interesting enough, in that line of questions, Congressman Johnson, I believe it was, asked Tim Cook a very specific question about Amazon's deal with Apple. And Tim Cook said that they had a better deal and that anyone else could have that deal if they met the conditions. And so we asked a simple question: what are those conditions? Because you've got the two largest companies now on the planet that have a secret deal. And we think everyone else needs to understand what that deal is and what those conditions are.
Questions and revolt about the Apple tax started initially with Spotify, which still filed the EU antitrust complaints. Just in March of last year, they released the following clip to complain about the Apple tax cut.
If you were to upgrade to Premium in our app through the App Store, we'd have to give Apple a whopping 30% of your subscription fee. Apple knows we can't afford to pay that tax and keep our prices low for our fans. So we decided not to use their payment system. But Apple won't let you pay by any other way.
Even further, as Apple is also into music services with Apple Music, they used the video to ask for better regulation as they consider Apple abusing its position of power.
Because Apple is both owner of the App Store and Spotify's competitor, they set themselves up to be referee and player in the world of audio streaming. They've been using this power to give themselves an unfair advantage that harms fans like you and companies like us. Apple regularly moves the goalposts and changes the rules of what we can and cannot do. For example, they censor us from sharing discounts or promotions with you, like our awesome deal to give you 3 months of premium for 99 cents. and they make it harder and harder for us to fix any problems or bring you the cool stuff we think you'd really enjoy. After years of unavailability, Apple has finally let us connect with Siri to play your jams, but not as your default music player. Of course, Apple doesn't put these barriers in front of their own music service. Choice is always a better option. Apple shouldn't use their power to create an uneven playing field that only benefits themselves. It's time for Apple to play fair.
Now with Spotify's EU case and Epic's legal action at home, and also the growing number of companies retaliating against Apple, it is fair to say that this is far bigger than just a legal action from Fortnite developers against Apple. A whole App Store royale is at sight. This might have major repercussions in all of Apple's App Store and services businesses. Or Apple might just be too strong and in all legal right to defeat the rebellion. What do you guys think? I personally think that the developers get into the App Store knowing well in advance about the Apple tax. They somehow accept it and take it into consideration when they are just starting, but somehow when they grow into multi-million-dollar companies and get hefty revenues from the iOS market, they turn against it? That seems to me quite greedy. But hey, that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? And how do you vision this whole App Store saga ending? Let me know in the comments below. Finally, I would appreciate it if you could support my channel with likes and by hitting the subscribe button. Also, do let me know what topics you would like me to discuss in the future episodes. Till I see you next time, peace.